What's up guys, it's your boy Zach here, and today we're doing a budget-friendly Red Dragon Archery deck profile. So if you are on a budget, basically you can play this deck right here. You can also do it when you're not on their budget, but this is 3 copies of the new Crimson King structure deck that was released a little bit while back, but there was some problems, there were some issues with, or there were a lot of other videos that I wanted to make before that. So without further ado, let's see what this $30 budget friendly deck can do. So first off, we're using, of course, 3 copies of Soul Resonator. Soul Resonator is your 1-card combo. You always want to get this out, either by seeing it at your hand or by seeing the spell card Crimson Gaia, because this card basically allows you to search out any monsters that you want, and basically you always want to search out Bone Archfiend because that is your next part of your combo. And when this card is in your graveyard and one of your Red Dragon Archfiend monsters would be destroyed by battle or banished, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead, which is a great effect, guys, just to be able to protect our monsters from our opponent's cards. We'll then use 3 copies of Vision Resonator. Vision Resonator is basically your main searcher for the whole deck, because when this card is sent to the graveyard, you can search out any card that mentions Red Dragon Archfiend. And also, if you control if a level 5 or higher dark monster is on the field, you can special summon this monster from your hand. This card basically allows you to search out stuff like Crimson Gaia, that allows you to search out Soul Resonator, because there are times where you don't see this card, but you still see this card. And if you have other ways to discard this card or special summoning it and synchro it away, then there is a ton of opportunities for you guys out there to make this deck work. We then use 3 copies of Crimson Resonator. Crimson Resonator is just basically an extender in the entire deck right now, because it has the effect that when you control no monsters, you can special summon this monster from your hand. And if the only other monster you control is exactly one Dark Dragon Synchro monster, you can special summon up to 2 Resonator monsters from your hand or deck, except for Crimson Resonator, which helps you out, giving you a little bit more of extenders to your different plays, but usually I just use him as an extender for the entire deck. We then use 2 copies of Synchron Resonator. Synchron Resonator is a great tube, and you only want to play 2 of this monster, usually because that you can special summon this card whenever a Synchro monster is on the field, which gives you a free extender and a free tuner. We'll then use 1 copy of 1 Red Resonator. You all know what this card does basically. When it's non summon, you're allowed to special summon 1 level 4 lower monster from your hand. And when this card is special summoned, you can target 1 monster on the field and gain life points equal to that monster's original attack, or gain life points equal to its attack. Next up, we're using 3 copies of the new Bone Archfiend, one of the best extenders in the entire deck, because this monster allows you to send 1 other card from your hand or deck to the graveyard. In the most situations, you send Vision Resonator, which will allow you to search out your Crimson Gaia later on to special summon this monster. And you can also discard. You can also target one. You can target 1 fin. What's it called? You can target 1 of your face-up monsters on the field. Like, as an example, this card when you have special summon him, and then send 1 fiend monster from your deck to the graveyard, and then decrease or increase that monster that you targeted by 1. And I misread the effect. You can only special summon this monster when you send 1 other monster from your hand or field to the graveyard. So nothing with the deck there, guys. But he's basically one of the greatest extenders in the entire deck, allowing you to first normal summon out red, or not red resonator, soul resonator, searching your bone archfiend, activating bone archfiend's effect, discarding any card that you want from your hand. Some situations if I have it, I discard red resonator, because I can bring it back with red rising dragon. But then use one Wandering King of Wildwind, and yes guys, I know there are some people out there right now that might be thinking, why are you only using one card of this? This is an insane card. Yes, because you can special summon this monster whenever you control a Fiend Tuner monster with 1500 or less attack. But the reason for why I only have cut this down to one is because I'm playing 2 Fire or Red Sprinter and double Red Warg. And some people might think that these cards are very bad in the deck, but remember guys, this is a $30 budget friendly deck, and sure, you can always use 3 copies of Wildwind. I'm just using 2 Red Sprinter and Red Warg because they gives you extremely good extenders basically for your deck, because whenever you special summon Red Warg whenever you summon a Resonator monster, you can special summon with Red Warg from your hand and then cut its attack points in half, which immediately gives you a level 6 monster on your side of the field. And Red Sprint allows you to, when it's normal or special summon, to special summon 1 level 3 or lower Fiend Tuner monster from your hand or graveyard to your side of the field, allowing you to get out another Resonator play. So it's not because that I don't want to use 3 Wildwind, it's just more like I want to see the bigger picture here, if you're gonna follow me on that page. But that was everything for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, guys, we're starting out by using 3 Crimson Gaia. This card is your best, or one of your best spells in the entire deck, because when this card is activated, you can search out any card that mentions Red Dragon Archfiend or Red Dragon Archfiend itself from your deck or graveyard, except Crimson Gaia. Usually you activate this card to search out your Soul Resonator, which will then activate and search out your Bone Archfiend, and then you have full combo. I will also make a combo test hand video with this deck profile before I upgrade it to full competitive. And it also has the effect that when one of your monsters on the field is destroyed by battle card effect, you can special summon 1 Red Dragon Archfiend from your graveyard, which allows you to actually extend your resources and put them back and reuse them on your field. We'll then use 3 copies of Resonator Call. Resonator Call is basically your rota for the deck, because it allows you to add any Resonator monster from your deck to your hand. Next, we're using 3 copies of Resonator Command. Command allows you to discard any Resonator monster that you want and adding a level 4 lower Fiend monster from your deck to your hand. We then use double Pot of Extravagance, allowing you to just dig into the deck and get your resources. And then double Absolute Power Force. This card is insane, because it allows you that you can target one of your Red Dragon Archery monsters you control. If that monster you control inflicts or battles an opponent's monster this turn, apply these effects until the end of the damage step. First of all, your monster will gain 1000 extra attack points. Second of all, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects. And if the monster, your Red Dragon Archfiend, attacks the defense position monster, it inflicts piercing battle damage. And any battle damage your opponent takes from that battle is doubled. This card is insane for Red Dragon Archfiend, and basically the best spell in the entire deck, allowing your Red Dragon Archfiend to just OTK your opponent. But yeah guys, that was everything for the spells. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, first of all, we're using double Phoenix Golem, which allows us to search out our copy of Phoenix Chain, which allows us to stop our opponent's monsters from declaring an attack. We then use double Red Zone, allowing us to, when your opponent activates a card effect while you control Red Dragon Archfiend or Synchro monster that mentions it, you can target one card on the field and destroy it. and you can target your banished dark dragon. You can target one of your banished dark dragon synchro monsters and special summon it to your side of the field, which allows you to do so many plays. We'll then use one King's Synchro. This allows you just to synchro summon in your opponent's battle phase, which is insane, guys, with this deck. And the last trap is Red Rain. Red Rain allows you to basically evenly match the entire board except for one of your Red Dragon Archery monsters, or not one of your Red Dragon Archery, one of your level 8 or higher synchros. And after that, the remaining face of monsters on the field are unaffected by other card effects except their own until the end of this turn, which allows you to actually just evenly match your opponent's whole board and then protect your monster from card effects. But that was everything for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're using usually a lot of 2-ups because of Part of Extravagance, but let's just break them down from an end. First of all, we're using 2 copies of Scar Dragon Archery, one of our main monsters in our entire deck, because this card has the effect that while it's on face up in the field and in the graveyard, this card monsters becomes Red Dragon Archery. And if this card is sent from the monster zone to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 Red Dragon Archery from your extra deck, and this is treated as a synchro summon. And if this card is sent to the graveyard as a synchro material for Dark Dragon Synchro monster, you can destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls, which allows us to clear out our opponent's monsters, but also special summoning our beloved Red Dragon Archfiend. I just love that combo, that you can just use your new Red Dragon Archery monster to special summon the OG. We'll then use triple copies of Red Rising Dragon, one of your main extenders in the entire extra deck, and that is exactly why we use 3 copies of him. Because when this monster is synchro summoned, you can target one of your Resonator monsters in your graveyard and special summon it to your field. This is just Monster Reborn right on summon, because this allows you to then synchro summon these monsters into your Scarred Dragon Archery, which later on allows you to go into your Red Dragon Archery. We'll then use 2 copies of Scarlight Red Dragon Archery. This card is basically just another extender. This card allows you to destroy all special summon monsters on the field and then inflict 500 points of damage to your opponent for each monster destroyed, which allows us to actually burn out a little bit even in time, and that is just crazy. We then used double Abyss Dragon. This card allows us to actually just target a face-up card on the field and negate the effects on that card, which is insane. So if our opponent tries to, as an example, evenly match you, you can just activate Red Dragon Archery Abyss's effect and then negate that effect. Now for the 1-ups, guys, we're using 1 copy of Hot Red Dragon Archery Bane, which allows us to actually just revive 2 tuners with the same level, 1 from your deck and 1 from the graveyard and defense position when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent. The 1 Red Nova Dragon, which allows us to actually just banish an opponent's attacking monsters, and then, or not banish the monsters, but banish this monster and then negate any attack that involves one of your monsters. We're then using 1 Red Supernova Dragon, which basically just allows you to negate effects and banish targets on your opponent's side of the field. And finally, 1 Hot Red Dragon Archery King Calamity, which is basically just locking our opponent so much that they can't even play in their next turn. But yeah, guys, this was everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, remember to leave a like on this video so I know that I should definitely make a combo and test hand video on this deck profile. This deck is insane right now, and there's also several tops at locals with this deck, and I also love the whole idea that we get a promo card of the king himself. But yeah, guys, this was everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see each other next time. Peace out.